I'm running off of 3 hours of sleep. I've been editing for the last 48 hours straight, and now I'm going to read a bunch of emails from one of the most notorious files in the history of the world and the President of the United States of America.
You are now watching Base to F. Enjoy.
I just finished a special, 2025 special called Political Exhaustion, and holy moly is that accurate, because I'm absolutely fried after the last few days of filming, editing, etc. This video is actually a trailer for that on my Patreon, but that video is way too based for YouTube. I would definitely get deplatformed. So if you want to check it out, I do run free trials on my Patreon, but other than that, we're just going to be going over these emails between Epstein and Donnie T, baby. But before we get started, I gotta crack a cold one. I need a Red Bull. Red Bull's gonna have to start paying me or something, because this is getting ridiculous. I'm so tired right now. This is like the most unhealthy thing. This is becoming super unhealthy. I'm a total workaholic. This is awful. Strasvucia. Oh man, I've been saving this all day. This is helping me so much. I can feel the caffeine. I haven't eaten today either. I've been fasting. Just absolutely making the most intensive life decisions ever. It's like, I'm gonna fast and be spiritually acute for when I read these emails between the president and a man who looks vampiric. He has vampiric teeth. He puts Szechuan sauce on children and then he eats them. He delights in it. Strasvucia. Okay, let's go, baby. Here we go. I'm feeling it. Okay. The tingle is coming. Let's go. Let's go. Inducing mania. We are inducing mania. Also, for this video, all of the emails are screenshots that I grabbed from an Instagram account called Brad the Rambler. This dude has an awesome sort of conspiracy-based page. The reason I grabbed them from there rather than on the actual website, and the websites are in the description, is because it's just easier that way. He already is sifting through it and screenshotting the important ones. There's 30,000 emails there, and I'm not going through all of those emails. The thing is, too, here's the other thing, right? I'm sick of politics, right? The whole point of doing the politics special is I'm over politics. I'm sick of politics. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to think about politics. The whole Charlie Kirk situation made me... It politically activated me, which I should not have let it. Usually I'm pretty good. Usually I'm good at keeping my nose out of just the political realm, because I am somebody who gets crazy. I get too crazy, dude. Politics makes me nuts. It's unhealthy. I get crazy. I gotta distance myself. So before we get started, I want to play a video. This video sums up how I feel about the United States. This video gives me a longing but traumatized feeling. And I feel like, as people who are into truthers, and we are a fringe community of individuals seeking a higher form of truth, a lot of you will resonate with this video. So let's enjoy. Let's go. Rolling Stones are so good, bro. Rules, dude. It rules. Toothless bearded head. It's there they are, Trump and Epstein. The paintings. The hands. And that's Ben Shapiro.
So obviously the point of this is...
Insane. That's America. That's how I feel about politics. That's how I feel about politics. USA, baby. But it makes me oddly, like, patriotic in this really weird, fucked up way. America is a country of trauma, and embracing that trauma, it is the great experiment. It's the greatest experiment that the world has ever known, is what the United States of America is. And I have encapsulated what I think the future of the United States of America is in this basically 3-hour special. This is part 0 of that 3-hour special, where we're going to be reading these Epstein emails, which have been out for years, but now they are out officially, right? So let's kind of give a brief background on that. So basically what happened this week, as of November 12th and 13th, the House Oversight Committee released a small batch of emails from Epstein's estate. They mentioned Donald Trump saying he knew about the girls, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get into what it is that they say. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. We're going to read 46 different emails. Later, the House Oversight Republicans, so those were released by the Democrats. Republicans then dumped another 20,000 pages of additional records from the Epstein estate. Media are now combing through them to find new angles on Trump and to confirm different emails about Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew, Virginia Giuffre, Larry Summers, Leon Black, and other journalists. So these emails are not new, but they are new to the public. So House Democrats and Republicans have had them. So I don't really expect anything insane or crazy to be dropping. And it does kind of seem like since the government shutdown is over, that the Democrats did cave. This is kind of something to obfuscate and distort sort of the situation we have going on right now. And this is why I'm over politics. I'm just sick and tired of it, right? A lot of people think these are new. They're not new, but they are new. They're new in a different kind of way, new to the public, not new to House Democrats and Republicans. It's just, I'm sick of this shit, dude. So this is part 0 of my new yearly series called Political Exhaustion. So let's just dig on in, shall we? For the record, I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I am a truther. I am pro-truth, and I fucking hate Brazil. So no, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Trump. I don't really give a shit. I just want out of our fucking politics. That's the main thing I want. Okay, so if you ever are curious about how I feel about politics or certain parties, anyone who is not a fan of it is somebody I am a fan of. Other than that, I don't give a shit anymore. I am politically exhausted. And the fact that we are in a political climate where I have to bureaucratically announce that as if it's some sort of disclaimer drives me up a fucking wall. Because I shouldn't have to do that. We have freedom of speech and people should just be cool. But when we have people who love political violence and calling people names so they can inflict violence upon them, that becomes a necessity. Anyways, now let's proceed. There's so much history between Donnie and Epstein. They were friends, then they weren't friends. Trump has kicked them out of various establishments. He's kicked them out of Mar-a-Lago. You know, and there's tons of just minutia with it, and it's so irritating. I can't stand how Republicans love Brazil, right? I can't stand how Dems are just the dumbest people on the planet. Like, I can't do it anymore. And, you know, they didn't care about Epstein when I cared about Epstein. I cared about Epstein from 2016, 2017, when Alex Jones was really talking about it.
I do not care if my own father was on the fucking list. Well, Bundy didn't release the list because Clinton was on it. We don't care if Clinton was on the list.
Here's the thing, Megan. I think we all have the same sentiment as you. Release the list, right? So why aren't Democrats allowing the release? We already know Democrat judges have blocked it. Hell, Democrat House has blocked it. And now, on a plan to fast-track the release by the Republicans, the Democrats in the House blocked it again. Check it. Why do I feel like I'm living in a fucking simulation when I literally see that Democrats who have been saying Trump's in the files for so many months, every single time vote to block it? I mean, I have no other explanation than maybe they are protecting Clinton. Needless to say though, Megan, the left is blocking this and we need to understand why. I mean, they just put out emails saying that Epstein and Trump were like this, that were old emails that were already out, to make it look like you don't know who's in there and who's talking. When we know it was Virginia Giuffre who had already told all the information she knew about Trump and said he was not guilty of anything. So why is it that Democrats will not release the files? Yeah, it's looking really bleak for the Dems.
And then he was unalived. He died. And then nobody was interested then. Nobody was interested in the files and the flight records when I was, right? And now, Trump ran on releasing them, and now the left is freaking out about it. The right is whatever. Trump is calling it a hoax. I don't know what to think anymore. I truly believe that what we are living in is a post-truth reality. I don't think that there is a truth anymore. I think that there are so many different caveats and there's so much information and misinformation, and I think that the subjective individuals are basically interpreting objective reality however they want, right? We're getting into like philosophy now with Sartre and everything else. That's what he talks about. But let's just go over these damn emails. I don't know. I don't care. I don't have a dog in this fight. I hate the fact that Trump loves Brazil. I hate it. I've been bitching about Brazil for the last 15 years. Not 15. For the last 10 years. I've been a feral animal about it. Also, look at how sick this setup is, dude. Nobody has this setup. Nobody has the VHS with the fucking the VHS. The point. Look, here's the thing. The thing with the VHS cam is what makes a VHS cam interesting is that it's a square. I have the square naturally in the thing with the thing. You see it, right? Okay. Anyways, let's go over these. So this is between Epstein and somebody named Kathy Rumier. You see, I know how dirty Donald is. My guess is that non-lawyers, New York biz people have no idea what it means to have your fixer flip. Oh, he had a fixer. Baby had a fixer and he flipped. I feel gross just reading these. But yeah, apparently how dirty Donald is. Does that mean with children? I mean, who knows? I don't know. The response is, it makes no difference whether it was his money. Issue is failure to disclose. Plus, fact, he wrote how he lied his ass off about making it clear that he knew it was illegal. And these are from 2018. I think he makes the argument that it was Trump's money, making it not illegal. Though he also said he only found out afterwards. The fact, according to the indictment, was billed services rendered and so this is about this is about like Trump's charges, I guess, which I didn't even know this. So it's 34 counts. It's the same crime. It's the same thing 34 times. It's not 34 different things. Look, dude, when you really look into this stuff, it's a lot less juicy than... Well, it is really juicy. It's not... All of the talking points from one side in particular are very, very silly. And this is why we're not doing politics anymore, because one half is gonna be mad at me, the other half, everybody just gets fucking mad when it comes to politics. I don't give a fucking shit about it anymore, dude. I really don't. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, we're on to the next one. This one right here, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. The victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, I'm 75% there. So are they saying that Trump never did anything? I don't know. And this is from Ghislaine Maxwell. Interesting. Dog never barked. Does that mean he didn't do anything? Does that mean somebody didn't talk? This is the thing with this whole thing. It's another really interesting thing about just kind of approaching this situation, right? Like when you are somebody who starts to meet famous people or powerful people, a lot of things like I've been seeing a lot lately of like, what is he even going to do with a ballroom? Well, when you're a wealthy socialite, you meet with people in real life. Like you don't really talk as much on the phone, okay? You talk more in real life. And people take photos at events. So you go to parties and then you're there and people take photos. And like I have been at parties recently where people take photos with like, and I'm talking to someone I don't even really know. So I'm sure that there are tons of situations where people are in photos with other people who it's like, you know, so I don't really know. I used to give a lot of stock to that stuff. I used to be somebody who's like, oh, look who it is. It's Elon. Elon just took a photo with Terrell Owens. He must be a Eagles fan, right? And I don't really know how to feel about that anymore. I feel it's interesting. As I've gotten more and more into conspiracies and I've become more successful looking at them, I have a more grounded approach than I used to. But I do believe more far out things now than I did then, just in a different way, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyways, let's keep going. So this is one of the things that I find really, really interesting. Jeffrey Epstein claims Hillary Clinton had a sexual relationship with former attorney Vince Foster. Foster committed suicide under mysterious conditions in 1993. Hi, Nusbaum White House counseled Hillary doing naughties with Vince. And this is to Michael Wolff. Huh. Michael Wolff or Michelle Wolff? Is this Michelle Wolff, the comedian? Wait a second. No way. No, this is Michael Wolff, journalist. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's a big deal, dude. See, like, okay, here's the thing. Like, okay, he's emailing this Michael Wolff guy who's a journalist. Do we need to look into Michael Wolff and see, like, about that stuff? I don't know. And then I saw another video where they were talking about the times that Trump was on the flight and how they never technically went to the island. Just, I don't know, man. Who fucking knows? Oh, that's what it was. Every time Trump was on the Lolita Express, he was with his family. His family was present. Something like that. Maybe he's a real freak. You know, maybe he likes his fucking daughters with him or something. I don't know. He does always like talk about how beautiful Ivanka is. So who fucking knows? So this is according to Brad's notes. Jeffrey Epstein, in an email to former attorney Kathy Rumler, proposes girls to chairman of Palantir Peter Thiel, the reptile, former CIA director and ambassador to Russia William Burns, and former UK Prime Minister Gordon Brown, former Norwegian Prime Minister Torbjorn Jagland, former Mongolian president, I don't know, among others, including Emirati, Indian, and Qatari officials. You know what's interesting? Peter Thiel is gay, so I don't know. like there's a great example, right? Like, what does this mean? Like, Peter Thiel is a gay man, right? Like, is Peter Thiel pretending to be gay in real life because he actually was on Epstein? Like, at what point do we... At what point do we know? At what point do we not know? And at what point do we give it stock, right? Like, I don't know, dude. Lately, I've just been into, like, the Civil War, you know? Like, who fucking knows? So it says, doesn't look like you're prioritizing your schedule very effectively. How are you going to manage all of that? This is Unga week, so the boss will be in town too. I'll be there all week. You may get sick of me. Just sat down on the train, so can't talk freely. Who's the boss? Who the hell's the boss? Interesting. Man, that Red Bull was a dang lifesaver, dude. Seriously. I feel so much better after drinking that Red Bull. Okay. New York Times tipped Epstein off about a follow-up investigation by journalist and former NYPD detective John Connolly in 2017. Are you kidding me? He's digging around again. Not clear if it's another book or expanded paperback version, was asking me all sorts of questions about why you hired Ken Starr. I told him I had no idea. I think he's doing some Trump-related digging too. Anyway, for what it's worth. Wow. That's crazy, dude. So, like, here's the thing, dude. I had an experience earlier this year. I talk about it on my YouTube where I don't trust cops anymore, dude. They are all... Not all, that's a generalization, but a lot of cops are Freemasonic assholes who are into bad stuff. They're bad guys, a lot of them. Like, honestly, a lot of them are. Sometimes you get a good one, but for the most part, they're doing the work of the state. I'm not a fan of the state. The state killed Jesus. Let's move on. We're going to the next one. Okay. Hope you're well. Your question photos look good. For your information, I received many calls about Donald Trump, his beauty contest in Mar-a-Lago. Jeffrey Epstein said this to Special Envoy to Syria, Tom Barek. Donald. It's redacted right here, though. It just says Donald. Maybe it's not him. Mar-a-Lago, Clinton, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, interesting. Dude, Brad, you did a great job on these, man. Like, you saved me so much time. The girl who accused Prince Andrew can also easily be proven to be a liar. I think Buckingham Palace would love that. You should task someone into investigating the girl that caused the Queen's son all this aggro. Jeffrey Epstein to Peggy Siegel, an entertainment publicist. Very interesting. The Prince Andrew stuff is really weird, especially when you look into the history of Prince Andrew in relation to Courtney Love. They were really good friends. And there's actually an interview from 2006 with Russell Brand. And Russell Brand is interviewing Courtney Love, and Courtney Love is bragging about how many times she's hung out with Prince Andrew and how they're such good friends. And she's talking about all this stuff, whatever. And later on, when Prince Andrew was caught and they found out that he was a pedophile, and he lied saying he doesn't sweat. Very weird lie, because in the photos he's all sweaty or whatever. And interestingly enough, Courtney Love was like telling all these lies about Prince Andrew. Anyways, long story short, I searched around online and I actually found photos of Courtney Love and Prince Andrew in like 3 or 4 different scenarios when she claims she only met him once. And in one of the photos, he's holding like a vase, and they're like looking at the vase like very much like there's like something in it, probably like cocaine or something. I don't know. Very, very interesting. Very, very weird. Very weird. The amount of like actual trafficking that goes on would probably blow all of our minds. Like, honestly. Donald is crashing out as expected. Okay, so this was a tweet on Truth Social from November 12th. The Democrats are trying to bring up the Jeffrey Epstein hoax again because they'll do anything at all to deflect how badly they've done on the shutdown and so many other subjects. Only a very bad or stupid Republican would fall into that trap. The Democrats cost our country $1.5 trillion with their antics, while at the same time putting many at risk. They should also pay the fair price. There should be no deflections to Epstein or anything else, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I mean, I will be honest. The shutdown was ridiculous. I mean, all of the videos of Democrats saying that it was their only leverage and all of that other stuff, like, it's really, I'll be honest, like, one thing I will say politics-wise is the left lies a lot, and it's a certain kind of lying where it's reality denial. That shit is fucking weird to me. Because here's the thing. I'm about truth. This is about the truth. If Donald Trump did something, he needs to be held accountable. If whoever does anything, they need to be held accountable. And there is an obfuscation and distortion of the truth, in my opinion, from the left more than from the right. And I'm talking about not even in America. I'm talking in a general sense. I feel like, for example, the left is the party of empathy, right? Empathy is a amorphous, like, nothing. You can't, there's no tangibility to it, right? And I feel like the right just has different sensibilities when it comes to that stuff. That's easier to be... The politicians are all liars. This is why I did the politics special. Enough. On to the... You want to know how I feel? Go to the politics special. I talk about it there. I talk all about it on the politics special. Free trials on the... Free trial. There's a free trial on there. It's honestly though, it is some of the best work I've ever done. It really is. It's a phenomenal project. It's a phenomenal project, genuinely. All right, let's move on to the next one. Jeffrey Epstein, have them ask my houseman about Donald Trump, almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and was so focused he walked straight into the door. So he's into the huzz. Like, here's the thing, dude. Like, obviously, we're reading emails from a pedophile about Donald Trump. But again, nothing is implicating anybody here. And also, like, Epstein was kicked out of a lot of Trump's stuff. So is he just being a hater? Like, there's so much we don't know, dude. There's so much we don't know. And people have been able to go through these for years. I don't know, dude. And I don't want, like, this sounds like I'm a Trump fan. I'm really not. I really am not a fan of Trump. I'm a fan of the truth. And this does not show anything that is so bad, right? Like, I don't know. Another email exchange between New York Times journalist Landon Thomas Jr. and Jeffrey Epstein referencing John Connolly's investigation into Epstein. We keep getting calls from Guy doing a book on you. John Connolly seems very interested in your relationship with the news media. I told him you were a hell of a guy. One oddity, he said he had been told that a quote from Trump about you in the original New York Times Max story had been manufactured, i.e. that I did not actually speak to Donald, which is bullshit. I am sure that is what Trump told him to say, as they've been getting a lot of questions and reporters about you. He actually seems like a sensible guy, so that's just crazy to me that the fucking NYPD is working with Epstein. I mean, imagine all the things nefarious shit that they've covered up, right? Like that. See, that's a good angle. That's a good angle with this. Imagine all of the things that are being obfuscated. Imagine all of the things that Trump does know, or all of the things that these individuals do know that's not being let out, right? This is only giving us a small glimpse at a much larger picture. And I also, the one thing I don't understand is if Trump didn't do anything, why are they not being released, right? But I am also curious why Democrats were not interested in them at all for the 4 years Biden was president. Why was nobody interested in them? That's the question that I don't understand. And then when you ask that, the redirect becomes, well, Trump ran on releasing them. Obviously, right? So he should fucking release them, obviously. But the question is why was the Biden regime not interested in them? Right? The most fascistic regime in U.S. history, by the way. An email from to Epstein from Lawrence Summers, former president of Harvard and secretary of the Treasury under Bill Clinton. SoftBank deputy guy I like, seem aware and honest. Honest, son? Lots of slathering to Saudis. I yipped about conclusion. I observed about the half the IQ in the world was possessed by women, with mentioning they are more than 51% of the population. Munchin Plum's new depths. Why does this person talk like an idiot? Maybe they're just so smart, I don't understand it. DJT is world's luckiest guy in terms of opposition economy. Still think his world would collapse. I'm trying to figure out why American elite think if you murder your baby by beating and abandonment, it must be irrelevant to your admission to Harvard, but hit on a few women 10 years ago and can't work at a network or think tank. Do not repeat this insight. What a fucking weird email. That's a weird fucking email. Look into that person. What the hell? Fucking damn freak. Epstein talking with Linda Stone about possibly having a cabinet position and claiming to be at Trump Tower shortly after the 2016 presidential election. Whoa! But here's the thing. He's at Trump Tower. Is he with Trump? Trump owns a lot of tower. Like, again, I'm not trying to cover for anybody, but still, like, I'm at Stater Brothers. I'm at Albertsons, but Albert's not there. Like, I don't, like, who knows, dude? I don't fucking know. I kind of see where Trump's coming from with the frustration. Okay. Which team you pulling for? Will you have a cabinet position? I mean, I guess maybe if he's talking about cabinet positions, I guess he's with them, right? Steve Bannon emailing Epstein about getting dinner and political analysis from Alexander Dugin, a Russian Satanist philosopher heavily involved with the Russian government. What the fuck? What time is dinner? Did you enjoy last night? Leon doesn't listen as much as he should. He's a good guy in Palm Beach for the weekend. Next week, if you with Cassie Rumler on Reed, whatever. Crazy names. Very interesting. Let's look into this guy. What the fuck is this guy up to? Alexander Dugin and his Satanism? Alexander Dugin is an idea... He's Alexander Dugin. This guy looks nuts. He looks intense. Has ideas that intersect with the occult, esoteric, satanic, Nazi, and occult vibes. Whoa. He's known for promoting Neo-Eurasianism, a form of Russia-Eurasia as a civilizational pole, as opposed to the Western liberal world. This is kind of cool. This is actually fucking based as fuck. His ideological influences include the traditionalist, perennialist schools, German conservative revolution, esoteric Nazism. Yo, this guy's insane. I gotta look into this guy. He uses imagery of evil, destruction, apocalypse, and satanic rebellion, but primarily as a metaphor. Of course it's all metaphorical. It's always metaphorical with these fucking kinds of people, dude. Very interesting. We're gonna put that in our cap. Yeah, that's really interesting. Very interesting. And why is Steve Bannon, like, what? Steve Bannon, the guy who wears he'd wear 3 shirts, 3 button-ups? What a fucking weirdo. All right, let's keep going. Jeffrey Epstein saying he had been advising the Russian government on how to deal with Donald Trump, one of several cases in which he wielded his connections to try to influence the course of foreign affairs. Churkin was great. He understood Trump after our conversations. It is not complex. He must be seen to get something. It's that simple. Interesting. I mean, that's not really insane information, but he's definitely Mossad, right? He's schmoozing everybody, dude. He's schmoozing everybody. He's schmoozing and boozing. This is actually really fucking crazy. To see that. See, this is interesting to me because you can see the inner workings of the elite, and it's very odd how, one, they kind of type like fucking morons, but two, it's all this is all ballroom shit. This is why Trump is building a ballroom. You go to the ballroom, you email, this is what you do. You email about the ballroom, then you go to the ballroom and you party in the ballroom. And then that's where shit goes down. And then from the ballroom, it's always about the after party, dude. If you go to a big party, it's always about the after party. It's never about the party. This is interesting. From Daniel Syed to Jeffrey Epstein, talking about associates scouting women for them to traffic who used to work for Donald Trump. Also references Jean-Luc Brunel, a model scout and Epstein associate who hanged himself after being exposed as a sex trafficker. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. But also, it's very interesting, stuff like this, model scouts and stuff. This is what Julian Casablancas' father did. Julian Casablancas' father invented the concept of a supermodel. If you ever want more on that, go to watch this video on the Strokes. Absolutely insane. Casablancas' father was great friends with Epstein too, by the way. Actual friends. Trump and Epstein, who knows how chummy they were? Who fucking knows? They've been photographed together. They were homies. Casablancas' father and him were fucking absolutely legitimate homies. Very weird. So let's read this one. Let's see. Hello, Jeffrey. A good friend of mine rented huge house in Ibiza, so invited lots of girls from Russia. All models because they were doing the shootings down there for several magazines. And with great scouts from something. He used to scout for Trump, but he doesn't work for him anymore. He's coming with 12 girls the first weekend, 22nd of July, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Great person to know. Interesting. All right, let's keep going here. Jeffrey Epstein to U.S. Special Envoy to Syria, Tom Barak. Send photos of you and child. Make me smile. Whoa! That's fucking... So there's a something burger. There's a something burger. Holy shit. That is... Yeah, that's fucked up, dude. That's so fucking dark. Holy shit. Jeffrey Epstein says Bill Clinton never went to his island in an exchange with somebody only disclosed as the Duke. You okay? These stories are complete and utter fantasy. I don't know and have never met Al Gore. Clinton was never on the island. The telephone book is not mine. It was stolen by my houseman that is currently in prison for doing so. So who do we believe? Do we believe old Jeffy? Like, maybe this whole thing is a fucking hoax. We never know, dude. Who knows? Like, imagine if this whole thing was completely fucking fake, right? We would all feel so fucking stupid. I highly doubt that it is, but still, we would all look like absolute dumbasses if this was completely fake. Because I've been talking about this shit since like 2015 on 4chan, right? In 2019, billionaire Tom Pritzker, CEO of Pritzker Organization and chairman of the Hyatt Hotels Corps, wrote to Epstein, "You are news. I am quiet." As the Zen master said, let's see. Pritzker was previously named in the Virginia Giuffre files and the cousin of current... I don't know anything about that one. Let's go to the next one. Responding to 2017 email, Trump was so gross, Epstein said Trump was worse in real life to up close. Interesting. I mean, they obviously like had some sort of bad blood based on the way that Epstein talks about him. So, in an email to Jeffrey Epstein, Hollywood publicist Peggy Siegel gossiped about European royalty while coordinating media messages with Epstein. Did you know that Prince Albert's Charlene fled the airport with a one-way ticket back to South Africa because she found out about a third illegitimate child that is 3 months old? The palace officials followed her to the airport and probably made her an offer she couldn't refuse. Earlier the same day, Siegel told Epstein that he could rewrite and forward his previous email to Ariana Huffington, blah, blah, blah. That's fucking crazy, dude. Imagine one illegitimate kid. Now imagine two, and now imagine three, and imagine you're the fucking Prince of England. You're the Prince of the Empire where the sun never sets. That's fucking crazy. That's insane, dude. Holy shit. These people are fucking disgusting. An email exchange between Epstein and who I assume is the author Paul Krasner. Subject Trump. The allegation was not at a pedophile party. It was at a house with me. Straight up just saying it. Straight up just saying fucking pedos, dude. Fuck. Straight up they're letting the dogs out, dude. Who let the dogs out? You did. Hello, Peter. Talking about Peter Thiel. Subject, that was fun. See you in 3 weeks. Holy shit, man. These people are fucking animals. They're literally fucking animals. Like, they're literally having sex with animals. Let's see here. Larry Summers asked Jeffrey Epstein if Trump uses cocaine, and Epstein responds by asking if he can get a private Harvard tour for a Rothschild. Yes, let's briefly discuss. How plausible is it that Trump is a real cocaine user? Interesting. He didn't answer the question, though, so maybe he's not one? I believe the Trump sobriety thing. I genuinely do. Jonathan Farkas, husband of Summers Farkas, ambassador to Malta, asking Epstein if the woman he is cheating on his wife with is a hooker. Yeah, that's one of the more tame ones. That's like an actual... That one's not too bad, right? Compared to fucking everything else, right? Yo, dude, this is just mind-blowing. This is so mind-blowing. Jeffrey Epstein, sorry, wait. Am I on the right one? Yeah, okay. November 17th, 2016. Jeffrey Epstein, sorry, yes, Palm Beach, all Trump people here. Palm Beach. Florida is just... Dude, you know what's funny? I was in Florida recently, and I was in Miami, and when you're in Florida, Trump makes perfect sense. Like, it all makes sense. Miami is just like vapid, nihilist materialism, and just like flashy neon signs that are failing. Like, it's just like Trump makes complete sense in Florida. It's the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Like, genuinely, Florida's nuts. Miami's insane. June 2019. Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew, and Trump today. Too funny. Recall Prince Andrew, accusers come out of Mar-a-Lago. Steve Bannon, can't believe nobody is making you the connective tissue. I don't get it. Let's go to the next one. Seems as though Trump visited the island during his first presidency. Jesus Christ almighty. No fucking way. Jeffrey, due to staffing issues, customers cannot use the North Ramp. Trump departs today at 11 a.m. No fucking way. Yo, dude. It just gets darker and fucking darker. Looking at these emails, it has become apparent Epstein was a major figure for international elites to use as a backdoor mediator involved with influencing the media, foreign policy with Russia, and possibly getting Donald Trump elected. Makes me feel nauseated wondering what they've decided to keep secret beyond this. Oh yeah. I mean, that's like, dude, like when I learned like Peter Thiel is behind basically all of the JD Vance memes and memes in general, just nothing is real, dude. It's all fake, and these people run the world, literally. It is literally a pedophilic satanic cult that runs the world, and you're not in on it. You're not in the club. No matter how powerful, like, you get, you're probably not going to be in the club. This is just crazy. Awesome work, dude. Awesome work, Brad. Like, truly, bro. Emirati billionaire Sultan bin Sayed talking to Epstein about creating shoes with GPS trackers for children. Holy shit. What? Shoes with GPS trackers for kids, dude? Oh my god, dude. That's that one fucking... That's hard. That's hard to think about. We got to keep going. The truth. We got to get to the truth. These people are fucking sick, dude. I wonder who sent these emails to Jeffrey. Trump is on the phone today. It is possible any minute that all parties will be on the table in New York, including my dear old man, to put an end to all this. Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Summers about Trump's level of guilt. Your world does not understand how dumb he really is. He will blame everyone around him for bad results. Gary Kahn in good place. He is Jared. All others not long for this world. How guilty is Donald? Of crudity, surely. Of gross ignorance, surely. Of being utterly without the intellectual temperament of job, surely. Of being overlying on family profiting, very likely. Of gross disregard for appearances, surely. Of Russians having financial leverage, less clear. Of Russia's helping an election with complicity of his campaign, plausible but not certain. Strikes me if you work for Donald, you don't have freelance, so he's guilty of whatever his campaign did. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. This shit's crazy, dude. Getting this inner workings is crazy. Nothing ambiguous about this. Would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? Holy fuck. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's definitely not a nothing burger. We could email these people. We should totally email them, you know? Fuck. Oh, man. All right. We're almost there. We were almost finished. God, I'm exhausted. Okay. Either Bannon is asking Epstein if it's possible for Trump to remove Munchin and Powell, or he's asking Epstein to get rid of them. Not sure. No, Munchin is okay. It's simple. 15 years ago. Holy shit. So basically blackmail. That's crazy. Because Bannon was super into Trump's cabinet. That's crazy. That's what they do, dude. They want dirt on you. Epstein calling Trump the most evil person he's ever met. These two clearly didn't get along. Obviously. I've met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. That's fucking crazy. I gotta screenshot that shit. So yes, dangerous. Wow. That's a pretty big allegation. Jeffrey Epstein is saying Trump is the worst person he's ever met. That's a fucking big allegation. Because he's met some real... He met a fucking Saudi billionaire, Emirati billionaire, trying to put GPS trackers in children's shoes. Epstein talking about politics in the UN and meeting around in Slovenia. Politics with Steve Bannon. Epstein talking about... Oh, same one. Some further context for the previous slide. Micro Lakjak was Slovakian Minister of Foreign Affairs and President of the UN. So that's who he was talking about, President. That's who he was emailing, the President of the UN. Oh, this one is crazy. This one blew my mind. Deepak Chopra. Meeting today will let you know. Deepak fucking Chopra, dude. These motherfuckers, dog. These motherfuckers are so dirty. All of them. It's fucking all of them, dude. Jeffrey Epstein would write and email entire speeches for the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. This email shows a speech from October of 2014 when Barak served as defense minister just after Hamas-Israel war of 2014. I fucking hate Brazil. I better chill. I gotta chill. Oh, man. That sounds really bad. I don't care. They're gonna kill me one day anyways. Jeffrey Epstein talking with journalist Michael Wolff, who was curious what Epstein said here, and they redacted, giving the context of the convo being about how to bring down Trump and Epstein's documents. Just his plan. Trump is going to go down. Why doesn't he use this opportunity to strike out on his own? Also, gently imply I have tapes. I wonder, by the way, if he isn't interested in talking to you about bringing down Trump. Dude, I think Trump might have been the one who fucking killed Epstein. I think Trump might have been the one who did it. Trump probably killed him. It was probably like a collaborative effort with a bunch of them, you know? Like dude, if I was in his shoes and I was in a bunch of shit and he was in prison, I'd fucking, come on, dude. I'd do it myself if I was fucking as dirty as him. Epstein said he's the worst person he's ever fucking met. That's nuts. Epstein paid Al Shekel to help clean his name online by removing bad articles about him. The email exchange is dated 2010. Shekel was found dead at the bottom of a cliff in France in 2015. 10 years later, his cause of death still remains unconfirmed by French authorities. In 2018, Epstein was talking to Steve Bannon about trying to organize a trip for the Pope to the Middle East. No fucking way. Epstein and the fucking Pope, dude. It's all of them, dog. At that level. Oh, man. This is just like getting sadder and sadder. Epstein offering to create a war council to help Trump with legal troubles in New York. So, like, they were friendly, but not? I'm so confused. Maybe this is just how these people are. Maybe they just are all, like, two-faced. Just, that's what it has to be. It's just like dog eat dog. Like, fuck this person. I love this person. I'm helping this person. Like, scratch my back. I'll scratch yours. It must just be handshakes and baby kissing 24/7 and baby fucking. Baby fucking, baby kissing, baby killing, baby fucking, baby shoes with GPS. This is like this is actually looking at this is like really crazy. Oh, so Epstein to Peter Thiel. What do we have here? It says, please note, the information contained in this communication is confidential, maybe attorney-client privilege. Oh, Trump delegate. Fun. Oh, so, okay. It's so funny. I'm like reading it and it's like attorney-client privilege. Epstein and Steve Bannon discussed the Saudi response after the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Months before his death, Epstein said in an email he was the only one who could take down Trump. It will all blow over. They really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can. Yes, thanks. It's wild because I'm the only one able to take him down. Now he's dead. All right, this is the last one, ladies and gents. Last one. I recall I've told you I've met some very bad people. None as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. So there you have it. That is my politics wrap up for 2025. I'm not talking politics the rest of the year. Feels good to be done, man. This is crazy. Like, there's nothing really... Here's the thing. There's nothing that for sure implicates anybody. But to see, for me, it's more about seeing the inner machinations of how this works is really concerning, and it's really nauseating, and it's really crazy. Like, they really just say whatever they say to whoever they want, and it's just dog eat dog, blackmail, GPS shoes for babies. Like, it's crazy as hell. I mean, I genuinely cannot imagine, like, the stuff we don't know. I can't imagine the technology they have. I don't know, dude. And Epstein had that weird thing where he wanted to have a lot of kids and all of the cloning he was into. Dude, there's definitely Epstein clones running around, at least like cloned children. I don't know, dude. This is really crazy, really heavy. The shoes, the GPS shoes fucked me up. That was bad, dude. That's really rough. But guys, go ahead and go to my Patreon. On my Patreon, I just did a 2-hour video It is my political special for 2025. I think I'm going to do one every year. I don't know what I'm going to do. Right now I'm about to go to bed. I'm exhausted. I have been working my ass off. I have to edit this now, which is going to be great. But yeah, guys, check that out, please. Seriously, I'm going to be having a ton of content coming out for the rest of the year. I have another special. I have a Christmas special coming out where I'm going to be talking about my near-death experience, which is going to be sick. A ton of music coming out soon. A lot of really cool stuff coming for you guys. The year is rounding out, and I'm finishing up writing my book. I have a book dropping next year, and I have an amazing series for you all. For that, you guys are going to love. So, yeah. But you know what, guys? Thank you so much. I appreciate you all so much. Stay safe. God bless. And until the next YouTube video, again, I have over 400 videos. I have almost 500 videos on my Patreon. Go over there. Check it out. I worked so hard on this political special. Please, you'll love it. Go check it out.